Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. Going back down to San Diego, North Park Beer Company, my favorite San Diego brewery. This is a variant on my favorite San Diego IPA. This is triple dry hopped Hop Fu, the gold edition they're calling it. And I'm sure this label looks absolutely awful on camera in this bright light. It's hard to really look at in normal light. It's just gold on gold on gold. I respect it and I like it, but it's probably going to look awful on camera. Yeah, triple dry hopped West Coast IPA, 7.5%. Is that right? 7.5%. Triple dry hop West Coast IPA. It says hopped with Chinook, Strata, Amarillo, Simcoe, Citra, Mosaic. Tons and tons of good hops. This has a little thing that says 2022 World Beer Cup Gold Award for American Style IPA. This is my favorite San Diego IPA. We've talked about it in the other Hop Fu and Fu variant reviews. I'm almost positive I'm saying this correctly. I don't know if that's 100% true, but Hop Fu is the most medaled IPA in American homebrew competition history. I think that's right. So, canned on, gosh, it's hard to see this, August 23rd. Today is the 28th. 5 days in the can. Hashtag Team Old IPA. Let's see what Hop Fu does with the triple dry hopped treatment. I cheated and looked at some Untappd check-ins, and it seemed like a couple people said that this was kind of overly hopped, but who knows? If this is your first video of mine you've ever seen, welcome. Fell in love with San Diego IPAs back in 2011 when I moved back to San Diego, and my goal in life was to find the craziest, most intensely hoppy, bitterest beers ever. So something like this is right in my wheelhouse. I love intensely hoppy IPAs. So if I like this more than you, that might be why. Who knows? We'll see. So this beer is crystal clear. It is beautiful. It is glowing. It's just that like lemonade-y color. Plenty of carb in the glass. There's a finger of fluffy bright white head, kind of rocky around the edges. I will say I might love this beer a whole lot right now because we just reviewed a couple. We had a Mexican lager and then a regular macro lager, so haven't had any like intense smelling or tasting beers, so this might get a little bit of a different reaction had we been drinking IPAs today. So let's shove our fat nose in it, see what it smells like. Fucking hell, that smells good. Whew. Holy smokes, that is so hoppy. It is like if you took a bunch of tropical fruits and citrus fruits and mixed them with a bag of weed and blended it up. I imagine that's what it would smell like. It is dank, it is sticky, it smells thick, it smells a little bit of a syrupy thing. That happens with like these crazy dry hop beers for me. Like they smell thick and syrupy. There's so much like dank blueberry, orange. My gosh, this beer smells insane. It's stone fruity. Man, beer fucking, the aroma of this is ridiculous. I could just sit here and smell this. Like I don't even want to drink it. I don't even care about drinking it. Fuck, that smells good. A little bit of like sourdough bread crust on the like the back end of the aroma of that. But this is just intense citrus fruits, stone fruits, tropical fruits with dankness. A little bit of pithy like grapefruit kind of lemon lime thing. The nose of this beer, holy smokes. Let's go and taste it. Cheers. It's an intense beverage. Wow, that's hoppy. I've said this in other reviews, like tongue-numbingly hoppy. Holy fuck, that beer is hoppy AF. I mean, I guess now you kind of get when, you know, craft beer dudes like talk shit about people who drink macro lagers because like it doesn't taste like anything. It's not beer. Like this is fucking insane after drinking what we drank earlier. see if we can use our words. Everything you're smelling, you're tasting. It's just so overwhelming, though. It's very pithy. Pithy orange, pithy grapefruit. It's oily, like hop oils. Stone fruity, peachy, for sure, like that blueberry thing. But it gets bitter on... I don't know if it shows the IBUs on that. I don't know what the IBUs on Hop Fu is. But this beer has a good amount of like pithy bitterness on the middle of your tongue, and it stays all the way through the finish. But this beer finishes super dry, and it kind of makes me want to chug it. This beer is intense. It tastes like it's hopped to shit, and I could see why there are some people who are like, yeah, this is too much. But these are the beers that I fell in love with. Like back in the day when Alpine was doing pure hoppiness and exponential hoppiness, like those beers were so hoppy. Back when Stone, like when Ruin 10, like 2013, 2014, like that beer was unreal. This brings me back to all of that, where it's just assault on your palate. Just so many things going on that you're like, holy smokes, what is that? This beer is like, the mouthfeel is thick, it is syrupy. Yeah, like it numbs your tongue. It's so hoppy. But the stone fruit, the citrus, the tropical fruit, the dank blueberry, like it just works so well if you're into really, really hoppy beers. I am. This beer is insane. I don't know how many of these you could drink in a row and still taste something. Just standard Hop Fu is something you could drink and have a couple pints and you're still okay. Like this is just crazy how intense it is. I mean, I love this. But again, if I drank this and then open another one and drank another one, I probably wouldn't be able to taste anything the rest of the night. It's that intense, but it works well. It's not overly sweet. It doesn't get crazy malty. That kind of white bready sourdough bread crust that you smell, it's there on the finish, giving it a little bit of sweetness, but it's just so hop forward. Like this beer, this is one of the few West Coast beers, I think, that could sit in your fridge for a little while and be okay. We've talked about like Russian River beers. Like Pliny is good in the first like 2 to 3 weeks, but after that it kind of gets sweet. Something like this though, I mean, I think it's gonna age if you bought multiple. I mean, this beer sold out, which is wild for North Park. North Park beers, they didn't used to sell out. They're starting to sell out online all the time now. If you bought multiples of this, I think it's gonna be fine, like sitting in your fridge for a little while. Good stuff. You gotta like intense beers though, which I do. So this for me is world class. Do I need this all the time? No, but if they do this again, I'll for sure buy it. But every time they release Hop Fu, I buy it and it's in my fridge. It's my go-to San Diego beer. I love it. This is just that kind of on steroids. It's a lot though. So yeah, that's the triple dry hopped version, the gold edition of Hop Fu. Do you guys have it? Interested to see what people think. I don't remember the ratings like that this was getting. I think it was getting like a 4.3 on Untappd, which is pretty good for that stupid site when it comes to clear beer. But I'm gonna look it up again and kind of see like where the ratings are at. But yeah, this for me is world-class stuff. This is fucking awesome. Love it. So that's it. I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. See you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the